Sharon, thank you so much for being here in Paraguay. It has been a great experience to have you coming all the way. And you're from Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Yes. So just for you to say, even though I'm from Jamaica, being here in Paraguay, that means a lot to me. So tell me a little bit, what was the main thing that made you say, oh, I have to be there?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm originally from Jamaica and I live in Florida. But when I heard about Paraguay, the first thing that came to mind was we've got to be there. And for many reasons, but the very main reason is it gave me a moment to reflect on my life. But the opportunity to really go out and go to Paraguay, I would never think if you asked me last year or over 6 months ago when I heard, would I be in the island, in a place like this where people are different, things are different, and I came, and I'm totally transformed.
Even another language.
Another language, believe it or not. People tend to believe that if I don't speak the language, I can't go there. But the opportunity, I would not miss it for a lifetime.
So during this week, what has been the highlight for you?
Wow, so many highlights throughout my visit here, but who would have thought I ended up in a church, right? And most interestingly, on my way here, before my flight took off, my pastor called and he prayed. And when I got here, my first trip was to a church.
Wow.
And I thought, yeah, how could that be? And wow, just driving to that church and, we came off the streets and as we started to enter that area, it was very different. Red, rocky roads, and we got there a little earlier and our interpreter says, let's take a ride around. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Just riding around, we passed by school. Looked like a dilapidated building or burnt down like an abandoned warehouse. And then she told us it's an elementary school. And almost all those children here are HIV positive. That was wow. But then she started telling us, around here, sometimes people get robbed for their shoes, their t-shirts, for their phones. And then all of a sudden we were like, are we gonna go there too? But then I'm reminded, like God says, you can't worry about those things. You're here for a purpose and He'll guide and protect you. So we just let that dismiss and it just makes sense.
So how does knowing that you were in a place like that, seeing the poverty, but also seeing the potential of robbery and the things that were going in that place, what happened or what happened through your mind, as you were right there, knowing that in a place like that, you were sent there to give a message of transformation?
That's a very tough question, but a very real question. Because as a human being, I had those mixed feelings. And we gave each other those looks like, oh, we've got computers, we've got sneakers, we've got phones. But then we're reminded, it's as if you transition and reminded that you have a purpose. And something about the people when they walk in, going in, you have these fears. But when the people started coming in, oh gosh. It was just people coming in. And as they came in, they were like, hola, hola, hola. And they're like, oh, thanks for coming. And we didn't even start yet. And something happened. And I think that's what transformation is. Something starts happening and you can't control it. You can't, My grandmother said when God moved you, you just got to move. So those fears just slowly disappeared and the people came in, and once we started, actually we I hope I won't cry now, but it was a overwhelming feeling because we had the story about the community, and then the people came in. You sort of kind of like adding the faces to the stories, and you're looking at the young men and you wonder, but then it started happening, and this was just a flow, a vibration, like the energy, the pastor, as if you start feeling you were lifted up. And then as we went through the program and we did the round tables, and one girl, she says, I never thought about it like this. There was an old lady there, she says, I can't write a lot. And the interpreter, she said she can't write, but I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna keep writing because I like it.
Wow.
And just like, wow. And when we were through, the pastor says, let us pray. Oh, forget about it. I mean, I wanted to pray so bad. And then he asked me to pray. And I asked God, what could I say? What can I say to these people coming from my island, leaving my country, leaving my children? And I'm looking at children, I'm looking at fathers and husbands. And as we prayed, they got closer. The circle got closer. And then you thought I was praying. He started praying. The pastor started praying. And they started touching us on our shoulders. And whatever he was saying, the interpreter stopped interpreting. And you could feel the spirit as if you were like lifted up and tears and crying, and they were hugging us and touching us, and he was praying and as if, you know, in the island, as if speaking in tongues. He was like, huh, and you could feel the body languages, and everybody's like tears and like, oh my God, and the hands were lifted up. I said, how could this be? I left home to come all the way here to be blessed like that. That was just a moment like, this is serious.
Yes, you came to bless, but you received more than what you imparted that day. I can feel it.
When I return, I told I'm saved, blessed, sanctified, and delivered. That's it. I don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah, I can go home now.
I feel as though I was free. You know, but it's, again, the transformation, I came to transform. And I told the first day I experienced transformation, and every day was just better than the day before. I could tell you so many stories.
How an amazing way to start your journey here.
Oh my goodness. I went home that night, and at the hotel I was just looking out and I said, God, you are real.
Oh yes.
There's no doubt about it. If I ever doubted before I came, that's it. I'm saved in Paraguay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. We totally appreciate it. Serving alongside with you, it's been an honor and a pleasure.
And
Thank you
again,
for sharing.
thank you for welcoming your country. Thank you. My pleasure.